Yo, what is going on, guys? Got a video for you here today from Griffin Mind titled Stay-at-Home Mother Files for Divorce and Realizes That She's Broke Without Him. Guys, if I had $1 for every time a woman did something as stupid as this, I would have a lot of dollars, okay? You have women out here who will just actively sabotage their own, their own lives and then cry about it. Let's jump into it.
See women on this app like crashing out because of how horrible like their ex-husbands are, their baby dads are, just like ruining their life and just, making their life so difficult. And I'm like, oh my God, that's so horrible what those women are going through. And now I'm one of them. I filed for divorce 2 months ago. Wow. I've been trying to look for an apartment, and the places that I'm looking at, I need to make 3 times the rent to be able to rent them.
The fact that she has no money, no real job, and no place to live just proves that the divorce was impulsive. She didn't bother researching anything before filing, and it wouldn't be surprising if she has sole custody of the kids, unfortunately, as well.
And unfortunately, with my job, I'm a CNA. I don't make 3 times the rent, so I need a child support order to be able to add to my income so I can meet the requirement. And I've been trying to get into some sort of settlement with my soon-to-be ex-husband on that. And basically, he is blackmailing me, I guess. He wants me to sign away
his fault,
all rights I have to his military retirement. He is in the Army.
Okay, makes
he
sense.
has been in for 18 years.
She has no business touching that man's military retirement benefits, and the fact that she's crying over it shows that she was relying on getting a piece of that in order to survive.
Going back and forth and fighting about it, and I just can't take it anymore. I just want to leave. I just want to move out, and I just want to start my life over. So I offer to sign away my right to the military retirement in return for spousal support and the entirety of the savings account that we have. I send the proposal to my lawyer and tell her this is what I'm proposing to do, and she comes back and says, well, this is a bad idea.
The more she talks, the more she proves that she didn't have any actual plan. No apartment hunting, no job hunting, not even what she was going to do for money. She just assumed that she was going to get a massive payday. Now she's freaking out that that is not happening.
And then she says, well, you could get a temporary order from the court for the child support, but that's going to cost you $4,000 in legal fees, and it may not be binding because it's only temporary, so you may not even be able to use that to really add to your income. And she goes into this long thing, which I appreciate. I appreciate her telling me the legal stuff, because she's basically telling me you are an idiot to sign this away. And she does all the numbers, and the numbers don't make any sense. Basically, I'm giving away more to get less. She's basically trying to persuade me to kind of wait this out till the final order happens because it will go in my favor if I can just wait it out. But I can't wait it out because I have to stay in the house with this person.
She's freaking out about getting her husband's money because apparently getting a second job is an option she doesn't want to take. She hasn't mentioned one bad thing about him, which means that the divorce was petty.
Yesterday, he called me the nanny. He said that I'm going to pay you child support and you're just going to be the nanny for my kids. When I told him, like, I need to try and stay in the district so our kids can keep going to their school, and the neighborhood that we're in is a little bit more expensive, so I need the child support order. And he said, it's not my problem. It's not my problem that you can't afford a place for them to live. In fact, I hope that's how it plays out.
This woman is going to be effectively homeless, and there is still a chance that she will get custody of the kids. This woman is trying to steal their victimhood for herself, and that's disgusting.
Because I want the kids to see that you can't support them. I want the kids to see that you can't afford for them to live in a nice place. And I want them to know that they're going to have to go through a hardship because of what you did.
She destroyed everything and broke up the family because someone or something else told her that she was unhappy and she believed it. This is what happens when you're incapable of thinking for yourself.
The pressure campaign that he's been putting me under for the last 2 months since I filed is really him trying to get me to drop the whole thing. I honestly believe that. I honestly believe he just wants me to drop the whole thing. If I went to him and I said, okay, I'm just going to drop the divorce, got rid of my lawyer, and then didn't do anything, I think he'd drop his lawyer and we would just go about life like before. I honestly believe that. I just think he doesn't want to not be married anymore.
That husband will most certainly not want to get back together if she dropped the divorce. She told him that she didn't want to be married to him anymore, and now she's refusing to accept the consequences of what she destroyed.
To me. Not because he loves me or anything like that, but just because this is a big inconvenience to him. It's a big inconvenience, and he has to do all of these things he doesn't want to do, and all he wants to really do is just go to work, come home, play video games, watch some porn, and nap. And I'm disrupting all of his plans with my annoying, irritating divorce. This is very long, but I'm hoping that a woman's going to see me, see what I'm going through, and say to yourself, I don't want to go through that. And it could easily be me, because it could easily be you. I am not special. I'm not special or unique. I'm just a woman.
Okay.
I'm just a woman with 2 kids. What could happen to you, too?
Yes, that husband just wants to go to work and come home to a peaceful house, enjoy some time with his children, and then get some sleep. There's nothing wrong with that, and she's disrupting all of it and ruining the family for no reason, by the way.
Have you guys ever noticed that you'll rarely see a single guy out in public? I was talking to one of my girlfriends about this. You'll never see a single guy just out and about at a cafe or market. They're usually with their girlfriend. And I'm sure there's exceptions to the rule. I don't know, if you're a single guy and you actually are out in the wild doing stuff, what do? Where are you at?
When women like this ask an absurd question like that, they are not referring to the average guys. They never count because they don't meet their standards. It's only directed to the men that they desire, and it's absurd.
So as we're all very much aware, we are living through a chopped man epidemic, and there's a big shortage of baddies. It's gone so bad to the point that, like, if I see an attractive man, it genuinely makes my day.
I understand that this is a new thing that people are doing rage bait content in order to get attention and try to grow their following. But at some point you have to ask yourself if it's even worth it, right? Because everything that I'm thinking about saying was already said in the comment section of that video.
What these women don't understand by creating crap like the chopped man epidemic, you know, all they're doing is pissing off the average men and forcing them to walk away. They're sick of being disrespected for no reason.
Touch your husband before he starts to feel like he doesn't matter. Because here's the truth. If the only time he gets affection is when he's done something right, that's not love. That's a reward system. Affection is not a paycheck he has to clock in for. You're not his boss, and he's not applying for your approval. He's your husband, the man who works hard, carries weight you do not see, and still comes home needing you.
We live in a world now where a woman can't even say thank you to a dude without it being considered an unforgivable sin. A man must go out of his way to earn an emotionless hug from a woman. Meanwhile, she deserves a trophy for breathing.
When I was drinking every night, hooking up with any guy, lost in life. Me now putting God first, prioritizing my own health, focusing on me, not thinking about any boy going to the gym every day, walking 7 miles a day. Y'all get ready to settle down. I'm happy I've been out the game 6 years.
These women ruin their own lives and then turn to the church thinking it's going to erase their pasts. But that's the thing about forgiveness. It doesn't erase what they did. They still have to live with the consequences.
Okay, listen, I've confirmed it. My husband no longer cares about me. Okay, so this morning when I woke up in a really bad mood. Okay, I don't know why I woke up in a bad mood, but I was just in a bad mood. And I wanted to talk to him about it. I really did. So when he asked me the first time, he said, "What's wrong with you? You're acting like you're in a bad mood or something." I said, "No, I'm fine." Okay, so then he asks again. He was like, "No, I can tell something's wrong with you. What's going on? Is there something wrong?" And I said, "No, I'm fine." And then he never asked me again. He never asked again. And what hurts the most is that I was going to tell him on that third time.
Oh my God.
I was going to tell him the third time that he asked.
She set her husband up for failure. He didn't ask a third time, and that makes him uncaring, apparently. But if he did ask a third time, he's annoying and needy. She just wants an excuse to shame the guy online for no reason.
A terrible guy.
Persist with the questions. He asked twice and he let it go. Who does that? Who does that? I'll tell you who does that. Somebody who doesn't care about their wife. That That's who does that. Somebody who's probably cheating on her. Somebody who...
Or maybe your man just can't read your mind and he's relying on you to use your big girl words when something is wrong with you and tell him. And what's frustrating for that man is that he's most likely going to be the one to apologize.
Imagine being her husband for a second. She comes up with this insane story and then decides to tell the internet that he's an uncaring man, even though he clearly showed that he cared. That's not just mean, it's incredibly hurtful.
He is currently packing his bags and also packing our kids' stuff because he is going to leave to another state, all because I cheated on him with a mutual friend. My husband and I have been together for a while. No, I don't think there was any issues in the relationship or marriage whatsoever. I actually thought our life was pretty perfect, but then I decided to talk to one of our mutual friends, and one thing led to another. I think I was just really tired of the fact that my husband was constantly working to make sure that we had a roof over our heads and to make sure that everything was paid, and so I just felt very lonely, so I decided that I was just going to message his friend, you know, just like we are friends, nothing else, that was it. And then all of a sudden it just led to something else.
She's acting like her husband is overreacting to her, completely betraying his trust. He has absolutely every right to get away from her after what she did to him. These women have absolutely zero shame.
I mean, at least I had the actually tell my husband what was going on because I could have kept it from him. You know, I could have just moved on without telling him. After I told him, I was very surprised about his reaction because he was not freaking out or panicking. He just said, okay, and then he said he was going to pack his and go, but he was also going to take the kids. He was very demure, if I can say that word. I just thought he was going to accept the fact that I was cheating on him and then we could just move on and, you know, continue with our perfect lives. But no, he instead chose that he wants to actually leave with our kids, and now I'm panicking.
But anyway, guys, we are going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments. Make sure you guys take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next one. Peace.